So I have an idea. It all started 6 years ago at uni. I was sitting in a lecture when I came across a Kickstarter.
Okay, I didn't react like that because I was sitting in class, but what I saw was mind-blowing.
The Sub Pack, promising you could feel sound with haptic feedback. Bass so strong that you didn't need a subwoofer. Its secret sauce? Tactile Transducers. One problem. It was not on a uni student's budget and shipping alone to Australia was way overpriced. Fast forward to today, I've graduated, certified IT nerd, and can afford to buy the new version. Only one problem. The shipping to Australia is still ridiculously expensive. So out of principle, I'm going to try and do it DIY for the cost of shipping alone. The idea? Mount tactile transducers to my chair to make the ultimate gaming and media consumption experience ever.
This should be fun. Let's do it. Now this video is going to make zero sense to you if you don't understand how speakers work, at least the basics. So here's a quick 101 lesson on transducers and speakers. A speaker has multiple components in it. There's a magnet, there's a voice coil, but the most one we need to think about at the moment is the cone. The cone is the part that you see and the part that shakes. If you look at a big speaker, you'll see it moving a lot. When a speaker moves, it creates a disturbance in the air, and the air starts moving a direction, and that becomes a sound wave. The sound wave will then land and impact with objects, but once it impacts with your ear, your cochlea, eardrum, all of that jazz, that then transfers to your mind as sound. Now, tactile transducers are a bit different. They're going to, instead of wobble a cone to move air, they're going to wobble a weight to create a vibration. Much different to something found in like a gaming controller. Your normal gaming controller is going to have vibrations that are haptic feedback. Those are just sporadic. Those are either a small amount of vibration or a large amount of vibration. It just tends to shake just randomly. But when it comes to transducers, they're vibrating with that music or audio signal. And it creates that haptic feedback to immerse you in whatever you're doing, playing games or listening to music or watching movies. So to make this happen, what I've dreamed about a reality, I've had to go and buy some parts.
So I picked up a transducer puck from Dayton Audio. This is going to be a thing that shakes and creates the bass vibrations. A teeny 100 watt sub amp with a simple aux jack for input. It's powered by this brick and a few other connectors and cables. The plan is to put them in the... Norman, can you move out the way? Thanks, mate. The plan is to put them in this part of the chair. After I bashed myself in the leg, I cut a rectangle piece of ply. This is what we'll mount the transducer pucks to. I cut out the guide provided in the box, and you've got to be kidding me, it's not to scale. Well, I'll freehand trace it and we'll get it done. Now, I did pick up an El Cheapo jigsaw for round cuts. However, remember with DIY to be smart. Read instructions, stay safe, DIY-S, do it yourself smartly. With the jigsaw in hand, the pass-through holes for the pucks are good to go. Using some maker bracket, we're going to make a bracket. This will hold our speaker terminals sturdy for connecting the transducers to the amp. Grabbing out a box of nuts and bolts, we can measure out a custom length and resize to fit. I also added a little riser for the speaker terminals. I'm wrapping it all in leftover felt from the DIY acoustic panel project. If you're interested in reducing the reverb and echo in your rooms, I highly recommend checking out that video. After adding a handful of staples, we can now screw everything down in place. Having lost my push plug tips, I'm just being a savage and soldering directly to the terminals, sealing it all up with some heat shrink. And it's done. Slides perfectly into the chair. To hook it up, we're going to need an aux cable. This goes from the back of my PC to the back of the amp. After stripping the speaker wire, we can screw in the banana plugs, then connect them to the amp as well. Here's my secret sauce, Voicemeeter Banana. I swear by this application for any serious Windows user. It's a virtual soundboard that allows you to route audio in and out from various audio interfaces, DACs, or built-in sound cards. To test my routing, I'm going to set up the onboard headphone jack to play the same sound as the speakers connected to my audio interface. Once I get the correct patching, we're good to go for Operation Transducers. Plugging in the speaker wire, I can start to test if the amp is providing output. It is, and we're going back into Voicemeeter. Here we can add a custom EQ over the transducer signal to ensure it's only getting low end bass. but there's a problem.
Okay, so I've just tested it out and it's awesome. It's shaking, but it's only shaking like my butt, like just this one bit, the back of the chair. It's not shaking the whole chair to kind of get a bigger immersive experience. So with version 1, it was just slid up here into the back part of the chair. I want to get it over here, over this area, into the frame of the chair to hopefully, I don't know, just pass the vibrations everywhere.
The plan. Version 2. Take the transducers and sandwich them between the seat bottom and base. This should force all vibrations through the frame of the chair, providing a more immersive experience. Taking measurements of the seat base and mount spacings, I can repeat the same steps as before, only this time it's a much larger piece of plywood. I got lucky as I had some spare, longer screws that accounts for the thickness of the sandwiched bit of ply. Test fitting shows I can screw it all into place without modifying any of the structural integrity of the chair. To get over some clearance issues, I'm going to have to mount the transducers on the opposite side to the speaker wire terminals. Speaking of the terminals, I did find the crimpy bits, so they're a little bit tidier looking this time around. Problem now is that the transducers vibrate against the metal plate of the seat base. To deal with this, I'm going to add some wood risers to set against the metal frame of the chair. After they've dried, it's now time to mount it all to the chair. And well, the only thing left now to do is test.
Okay, so to help you visualize what's actually going on, I've put this ball of water on the chair and I'm going to play a sample of some kick and snares or whatever from my computer so you can see the bass shaking through the chair into the water ball. Obviously that would then be transferred into your body if you're sitting on this chair.
So as you can see, the rippling of the water matches the sine wave of the music. It's incredible. It's not a random vibration at all. It is purely sound.
So, do they work? And was it worth adding transducers to my chair? Yes, definitely. If you go to a concert, you're definitely going to feel bass on your chest, on your feet, and sitting in this chair is no different. But how does it sound? Well, you're listening to it right now. Yeah, they're running at full volume, but because it's really vibrations, you don't hear anything. The only sound you're going to hear is if something rattled or it resonated throughout the metal frame of the chair or wood frame, whatever your chair is. But it's pretty quiet. Okay, now before I tell you up the DIY costs, I'm going to tell you what's available on the market right now. This is sponsored in no way whatsoever. It's purely me telling you some options so you can get a comparison of price versus features. Subpack and whaddup are two of the main standalone solutions. They're also made for standing up. Now Subpack seem to have a more music-centric marketing. They're really pushing the frequency response accuracy for music mixing, but now they're more popular with VR gaming. whaddup are more gaming oriented, especially with their stereo haptic transducers array. 2 on the sides, 2 on the back, and 2 on the front. I made a video only last week about flying an X-Wing in VR with a joystick and haptic feedback from my chair, and that was breathtaking. Imagine standing up and getting a punch in the chest or a thump in the back in VR. I've also seen a suit from Haptics, the Tact suit, with over 40 transducers in the vest. Plus they've got added modules for your face, arms, legs, and feet. Seems overkill, however, I haven't tried it. They do get bonus points though for those Batman vibes. Also, all the off-the-shelf options are battery powered, and they have Bluetooth, so you're not messing with any cables like my D.I.Y project is. So what's the numbers? Okay, off the shelf, you're gonna be able to pick up a Subpack or whaddup for $350 US at the moment. Those are pre-orders for the most recent models, but that's a good ballpark to figure out how much something like this would cost you. This doesn't include shipping, however. So if you're in the US, it would be free, but if you live in the bottom of the earth on an island like I do, it's gonna be 65 bucks. Speaking of shipping costs, that was our budget. So how do we do?
Now, labor would be a factor, however I can't give you an accurate value because filming makes everything take 10 times longer. Speaking of which, I'd really appreciate if you could hit that bell icon down below if you enjoyed this video to see future videos like this one. The pucks, wood, wire and amp all totaled 128 Australian dollars. There's a bunch of other extras that I already had, and these would be about 30 bucks, plus you would also need tools. I don't count these into the cost because they're not project dependent. Grand total came to $160. Yeah, that's over budget, but I did pretty well to pull off a bespoke solution that works. Now, do they shake as much as off-the-shelf products? Probably not. They're not directly against your back. However, with my design, the ergonomics of the chair isn't affected, and if you wanted more vibrations, you can just buy bigger transducer pucks. I've been playing games with and without them, and honestly, something does feel lacking sitting in a normal chair, but just like any luxury type product, you're usually satisfied not knowing the difference beforehand. But being able to try out these haptics sitting down makes me really want to experience a vest for VR. Now, given this project is a custom solution, you're going to have to know your watts, impedance values, different characteristics of wiring in series or parallel. And if all of that makes no sense to you and Googling it doesn't clear it up, you definitely want to look at the off-the-shelf options. Plan for issues, plan for mistakes. We're all human, things don't always go to plan. Norman munched on a speaker cable. Luckily, I had enough left to still use. And version 1 failed and was a butt vibrator. That doesn't sound right. But you get the picture. At the end of the day, it's all about having fun with cool tech. And ideally, version 2 worked out better, as the desk chair that you have at home probably mounts to the base with the same 4 screws. So this is a more universal solution. I've put a stack of information about this project in the description down below, and I've got a couple of vids for you on the screen right now. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.